What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another exhilarating episode of the Viall Files Reality Recap Edition. I'm your host, Neek.
Oh, dear God.
He's back.
Lake Nick is back. You might know him as Neek. We had a glorious weekend, if you must know. It was my father's birthday on Sunday, and being the good son that I am and the good daughter-in-law that Nally is, we took my father to the Packer game.
How was that?
It was lovely. They won in victorious fashion
I saw that.
with their backup quarterback. Shout out to
Justin.
Malik Willis. Justin
He's keeping up.
redeeming himself for
He is.
sure. I think you guys went 0-2.
No, we did not. We picked the Bears. Did the Bears win?
Bears lost.
Oh.
And I believe
Ravens
you picked the
lost?
Ravens, who also lost to the Raiders, which was an upset. I also lost. I picked the Ravens, but I did win against the Texans. So I went 1-1. You went 0-2. Sorry, household. Listen, it'll
Embarrassing.
it'll happen.
Uh.
It's a long season. I mean, that's the beauty of the NFL. But like, it's okay. Yeah, listen, it happens. The Ravens should have won, but in upsetting fashion, the Raiders of Las Vegas triumphed. It did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bummer.
I finally understand sports.
The game was so fun. We were sitting in absolute.
Gorgeous seats. Thank you to the Green Bay Packers, who allowed us the opportunity to purchase, which is a gift. Those are hard tickets to come by.
Yeah, absolutely. But I was going to say we were sitting beside in our gorgeous seats, also in the heat. It was direct sunlight, and boy, was it hot.
Second hottest day in Lambeau Field history.
How hot was it?
Well, it was like
86.
88 degrees, but like in a stadium with the sun beating down, it holds on to heat. So like a lot of times, like I'm guessing you could probably Google this, Zach. There's an on-field temperature, which is usually several degrees hotter than the outside weather or heat or temperature.
I searched it. I can't find that.
Not available.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh. Anyways, it was a very fun game, and I believe we are good luck charms now, and we must go to every game.
We've had the most delicious weather here at the lake. It has been so warm, so hot, so sunny, so calm. The lake has been glass. It's really just been
And there's been no one else here, so it's literally like
a lake to ourselves.
we have our own private lake.
It's so good.
Yeah. Did y'all see Jillian? She posted a clip of Nick talking about who was it? Some like actor or something, and you were like, he must have made Jillians. And I was like, Jillians? It was the funniest video I think I've ever seen
I
of
did see
myself.
it.
And
I saw
you
that.
did?
Your reaction to it?
Yes. When y'all edit that stuff, are you like, because it felt like it was like zoomed in. I don't know if she did that or if y'all did
I think
that.
she did that.
You
yeah.
think?
Yeah. Maybe we should hire her.
Maybe we should. Jillian. Jillians.
She's got Jillians.
Anyways, that was funny.
Shout out to Jillian.
Shout out to Jillian. I just wanted to point that out that was funny.
It was hilarious.
Thank you. I know. I also really do enjoy this is such a transition. I enjoy calling Nick daddy. Whoa, not in that way.
whoa.
But like in the way of like now that I have
Holy.
a daughter,
I was like, wait a minute.
like
What about not the other way?
no. Well, no. God no, God no,
No,
God
no,
no.
no, 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 no.
Yikes. No, but like being like me and River being together and being like, where's daddy? And then we're like, daddy. And we're like calling for you, but it's really just me. It's not her 'cause she can't speak yet. But it feels so like,
Wholesome.
it does. It's like, is daddy going to come home today?
Oh.
Wait a minute.
What?
You really got to say it perfectly. Otherwise,
It feels weird.
just-
You're right. I don't know. You get what I mean, though, don't you? I feel like mothers out there who have their baby daddies involved, and they're like, there's something nice and sweet and cute about being like, I'm not going to give another example because I'll probably fuck that up too. So, but
I do love being a dad.
that's great, honey.
Yeah. Oh, she's making
She
a little
is.
noise right now.
Oh. He said, hello, I like my parents too.
Do you call Natalie mommy to River?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go find mommy.
Yeah.
Mom, let's go find mom. Mama. I say mama more than mommy because I
That's what-
feel like I'm trying to get her to say mama. And
Yeah.
Say
so
mama.
I'm coaching her up.
Her mama.
Mama.
Big
Hey,
mama.
Hey, mama.
Big mama.
Mama.
This bitch.
I love that movie.
Has anyone watched Perfect Couple?
Yes, I just finished it this weekend.
Has anyone watched Chimp Crazy?
I had to stop after I saw a scalp on the ground.
It
Yeah, that was a little much for me. I'll come back
is
to
hardcore. Natalie's been putting it on as the.
I'm finished with it, actually.
You finished it.
Yeah.
it without you.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
as
I was
soon
gonna
as we
say
get-
she's been putting it on as a late night snack, if you will, and I've been.
couldn't have been sleeping harder through Chimp Crazy. Even through all the
How?
screeching and banging that the chimpanzees do, Nick is just like la.
So wait, did she? Spoiler alert.
You're gonna give that. That's a huge thing to say. I feel like we should bleep
It's been out for a while.
It has been out for a while, but I don't think a lot of people are on the train. Don't you feel like everyone was obsessed with Tiger King? Like that was like a worldwide, like massive fucking
I
show.
honestly feel like I was the
asking
first
Sierra.
person to watch
Oh, okay.
it.
We were also locked in for COVID, so I think
pandemic,
we didn't
yeah.
have a choice.
That's true.
But it
That's
was
true.
a
It literally
phenomenon.
came out right in the beginning of COVID.
People are like, I can go to the grocery store now. I don't need to watch Tim Crazy.
I honestly was like, I was on Netflix when it like came out, and I was like, Tiger King, what's this?
Yeah.
It was like late at night, and I just pressed play, and I felt like I was the first person to binge it. Also, do you remember Don't Fuck with Cats?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was wild.
That one made me
That was
scared to
wild.
post anything on Instagram because I was like, they can find anything from a street corner.
Oh my god.
Truly.
Yeah.
Wow, that is crazy.
Who else had a crazy weekend?
I heard Justin was
Justin?
digging through trash.
I
or
was
something.
digging through trash. So there's this thing that happens. I don't know if you guys know about it, but Sierra is from Palos Verdes, is
Yes,
how
I
you
am.
pronounce it.
Palos Verdes, yes.
And Friday, I saw this video go viral where it's like twice a year in Palos Verdes, they have like a citywide trash day. And all of like the rich people, which to my knowledge, Palos Verdes is like a Bel Air of like the South Bay or whatever you want to call it. And they put all of their furniture or stuff that they don't want, like rugs, mirrors, bikes, chairs, tables, like anything you could think of, just throw it on the side of the curb. And it's like people drive to Palos Verdes and drive around for like from 5 p.m. to midnight just digging through trash. And like you'll see like cars on cars filled with like trucks or truck beds. What are they called? Like the back of a car.
So it's less trash. It's more like a highly organized
Thrifting.
rummage sale
Kind of, yeah.
that's just like open.
But some
And,
of it
yeah,
is
it's like
trash. Like you'll be like next to one mansion and it's like they have gorgeous Victorian furniture on their curb, and then the next mansion will have like literal trash, like bags of dirt that you could grab.
Do you think that maybe it's just like it's trash day, and so some houses are actually putting their
Yep,
cans
they
out,
take it
and some
seriously.
There's that.
Yeah.
It's bulk. It's like bulk removal day. So
Yeah.
it's like anything that you have that are like that's oversized. They clear it out, so people go and
I had
rummage
fun.
and
I was
find.
digging through trash.
What did you get anything?
Honestly, no. I grabbed a toilet
Okay.
paper holder, which is random, but it was a nice one. And I was like, you know what? I don't have one. I'll grab a Momentum. And it was that. Memento.
To remember the trash
Yeah.
digging days.
There was some
That's-
good stuff, though. You would see people like driving around with like full on like armoires or like what is the things that heat up the patios?
Heat lamp.
Heat lamps. Like there was gorgeous like,
Really?
stuff that people were just
Yeah.
throwing away and you could just grab it.
Wow. How do you know if it's like broken or not?
You don't.
Ugh,
You know.
Imagine you're like, I'm getting all the heat lamps, and you take them all home,
All
and then
broken.
none of them work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes.
But- Pretty good. Pretty fun.
I watched TV this weekend, so yeah,
Perfect.
yeah. I didn't even brunch. I was like, oh, I thought you asked for exciting things done this weekend. Not me.
Wait, you watched the VMAs though.
I did watch the VMAs.
What about the Emmys?
Did anything crazy happen?
I actually really enjoyed it, so I think that was pretty crazy. Like, it's the first award show in a long time that I was like, oh my god, excited about the musical performances, excited about the appearances. And my boyfriend enlightened me that the reason why I was so excited about it was because there's also like 2003 drama, like Britney Spears and Christina and Justin. It was like the Sabrina and Camilla and Shawn Mendes, and it's like they're all here. Like, there's so much
Are they
drama. I was
going through
living for it.
drama? Are they hating each other?
Honey.
Well, Sabrina's got a song about Sean and a song about Camila. Sorry, he's gonna kill me.
My queen.
And then Camila has a song about Sean and Sabrina, and then
I will say, Camila, the three of them sang a song, but Camila, she sang about growth.
well,
they all
she
sang
opened
about
up
heartbreak.
with her song about Sean, and then
Period.
She sang 5 seconds about Sean and then she moved on after that.
Like,
And I
let's
was like,
not-
okay,
let's
Do
not-
we know that it absolutely is about them, or are we as fans
speculating.
assuming and speculating?
I mean, she hasn't come out and been like, this is about
yeah,
Camila, but it is like very obvious.
it's like the Olivia Rodrigo, Sabrina Carpenter. Like, it's just like the songs very clearly are. She says every time you kiss him, you'll be tasting me, or something like that. Like, it's,
Oh my god!
yeah,
Who wrote that?
Sabrina.
Sabrina digs deep and I
Fascinated.
appreciate it.
Stirring that
That's what I'm saying.
I will say we do know with this drama that like this Camila album was about Sean because Sean never liked the ocean when they were together. So then Camila's like, okay, the second we broke up, I'm writing an album about Miami and like the ocean. And then
What do you mean
Sean
Sean didn't like the ocean?
like she would always say like, let's go to the ocean, let's go swim. And he was like, no, I don't like that. But then the second they broke up, he went to the ocean.
He was at the beach all the
Sounds
time.
like
And then his album is about being like from the earth and like the nature and the forest. So it's
I just feel like just because Sean didn't want to, like, at one particular day go running into the beach doesn't mean he hates the ocean.
He was with
Just,
Camilla
like,
for a while.
One day he was like, I don't know, maybe I don't want to fuck with sand, and maybe it was a little cold out. You know, one of those mornings, not speaking from experience because Natalie would never do this, but like sometimes when you're dating someone for no reason whatsoever, they're like, let's do something fun today. I don't even know what. Natalie would never. And then maybe it was something like that. And then she was like, let's just go run in the ocean. It was like 55 degrees out and it was freezing and he didn't want to go. And then now all of a sudden he's just like, he hates the ocean. And it was like just one day he didn't want to go.
Well, he's in his hillbilly era, so.
Yeah, he's in his man of the woods.
Nothing?
No, I mean, you just absolutely came for my throat on that one, so I will be sitting quiet.
I literally said, you've never done
But we
this.
all know that I have.
Yeah, the way
No.
she was looking at you, I was scared
You,
for you.
you just told a story on Ask Nick where you were like, Natalie's like, let's get the Halloween decor.
That wasn't fun.
Exactly. It's never fun for the other person. It's always fun for the person asking to do it.
I love you
It's
so
me
much.
being like, let's paint the bedroom today. And you're
I
like,
had
no.
a dream last night. It's a recurring dream that Natalie broke
Yeah.
up with me, and I cried.
Aw, in your sleep?
But he never like wakes me up and like, honey, I'm crying. Like I would love to see the tears, but like he's just always like, yeah, I cried last night. And I'm like, okay. You know, like I'd love to like have like I'd love to like be like, oh, I'll never leave you. You know, I'd love to have that moment.
Yeah, I guess I'll try to work through my trauma in the middle of the night and wake you up.
Natalie, let's be honest though. If you're sleeping sound and he wakes you up saying, I had a dream you broke up with me and I'm crying, are you happy about
She'd
this?
be like, ew, ick.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, go back to bed.
I feel like he's done it before where he's been like tossing and turning and I'm like, what's wrong? Like, are you okay? And he's like, no.
Oh. Oh.
And I'm like, oh, just come there and let's snuggle because I love you and I'll never leave you.
Period. And that's how you change the conversation.
Well, also on the VMAs, red carpet, we were talking about this earlier. So did you see the video of Chapell Roan basically telling paparazzis to shut the fuck up?
I did. I feel like she's really been popping off lately.
She
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, she's been really popular. So like in this context, the video is her on the red carpet and you hear paparazzi say, shut the fuck up. Or sorry, you hear the paparazzi say, shut the F up. And then you hear Chapell respond going, you shut the F up, not me.
What? You're not cussing now? What's going on, Justin?
We're trying to... The moms of the listeners.
But then
are saying we
what?
shouldn't
Now
cuss.
people are saying that like
Your moms are listening and they're saying y'all
No,
cuss too much?
The moms of our listeners.
Really? They're
Yeah,
saying
too many
it's too much cussing.
F-bombs.
Yeah.
there's too much cussing.
Too
Sorry.
much.
Trying to
There's
censor
too
myself.
much F words?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The moms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're saying they can't listen around their kids because we're saying too many F bombs.
Oh.
Okay.
Well,
Noted.
Chapel is.
Noted.
She's dropping
Alright,
the F
well-
bombs on the red carpet.
So are we. Well, we're dropping the F bombs completely.
We're dropping F-bombs about dropping F-bombs.
We're not saying anymore.
Let's try not to. This whole
Yeah.
episode. All right. Hold us accountable.
I think still okay.
I don't know about that one. S word. Anyways, so people are getting mad at her because obviously we know she's fresh, like in the entertainment or the mainstream like popularity of the entertainment industry. So like people are like, oh, she's overreacting by saying F you to like the paparazzis that are giving her the fame, versus like some people are like she's respecting herself enough to be like, this is me. Like, don't talk to me this way, even though I am a celebrity. So it's like this whole online debate right now.
Were they telling her to shut the F up or were they telling like everyone around them?
Apparently
So-
not. Yeah, apparently she just heard, right? I think some
Well-
on the internet are speculating that
Mhm.
the person who said shut the up wasn't speaking.
F.
Oh, excuse me. Let's rewind. Apparently it wasn't Chapel who this paparazzi was saying shut the F up to.
Okay.
It was someone else, like another paparazzi.
Yeah.
They were trying to say,
They
hey,
get like
let's-
nasty to each other. I've seen
Yeah,
them before.
they do. They will yell at each other. They don't yell at celebrities, but Chapel, I guess thought it was for some reason in her moment of being idolized by everyone that a paparazzi who told her to shut the up. Is that what she
F.
thought?
She was standing on the step and repeat, like getting ready for her photos or whatnot, and then all of that happened. So I'm like, of course she's going to think it's directed at her.
I was about to
Why
say,
would
I
she
probably would think it was also directed at me. If I'm standing in front of all these people and I hear someone say, "Shut the F up,"
And she's talking
maybe
to
if I'm not
somebody.
talking.
She also-
Was she talking?
Yeah, she was talking to people.
I believe
that were, like,
she also
trusting her.
just had like a stalker situation too. So it's like she's at the high end of
She's
like
sensitive.
people just like bombarding her and like yelling and talking to her.
Apparently, a fan went up to her and like kissed her on the mouth.
Oh my god.
Yeah, where I'm just like, it's there's boundaries, and then it's just like, in what world? And like somebody just like, oh, I love you so much, and like kissed her, and then stalked her father,
crazy.
I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like they're getting a little wild. So I think she's completely warranted in being like, hands off, back off.
Yeah. I wonder if
Well, that
people
part,
are going
but-
to listen to
yeah.
her, or if they're just going to
No.
continue to disrespect. Yeah. Right.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
I mean, she's her life's a little hectic right now. So
Yeah.
God forbid she reacts in a way that she might have to say, "Oops, sorry, I didn't realize that you weren't talking about me."
Also, respect. Like she's speaking for the paparazzis. If the paparazzi was telling someone else to shut the F up, she's saying peace.
She's also
Peace
She
for
could do no
everybody.
wrong, for sure.
yeah.
Absolutely, she's a queen.
On the other side of the VMAs, I don't know if you saw, but Katy Perry performed, and Jack Antonoff was wearing earbuds in his ears during the performance. People clocked that, and they basically on the internet started saying like, "Oh, he's shading Katy Perry. He's saying he doesn't like her music by wearing earbuds and like tuning out her music." He responded. He released a public apology, which I respect the way he did it, and he said, "I would like to tell you directly from me that I did in fact use earplugs the other night. They were Blue Heroes brand, and I'm mortified to admit that I've been using them for a long time as well as buying them in bulk. I do not only use them in 100 plus dB environments, it's humiliating to admit that I use them on planes, around construction, and every night while sleeping. There's nothing left to do but apologize and thank those who have covered this story, because although I'm embarrassment to my family and I do believe that this was very important and pressing issue that needed to be exposed." Obviously,
You're
this is
okay.
a joke, but it's like people took it so seriously that he was wearing earplugs that he was like, "Y'all, I gotta
Why is
apologize
this
now."
headlines?
Yeah,
Wow. What a great response, though.
Right.
honestly.
I mean, music fans just love a feud. They love to manifest a feud. Now, Sierra, you have some friends who are celebrities. You are tapped in to Hollywood.
She's a
That's
celebrity herself.
So I'm asking you because I feel like you amongst the household would know.
Not you pointing me as
Well,
an
you know
industry
more than me.
plant.
But if you don't know, you don't know. But like, I think in general in pop culture, we love a feud.
Mhm.
In the reality TV space, we love to also. I think fans love to discuss or speculate on feuds.
Absolutely.
I think in the reality TV space, I think they may not be always right about said feud, but they're certainly right about a lot of the fact that it's a very petty world.
Mhm.
There are a lot of petty fights or feuds going on in reality TV world. My question to you is, does that also happen, or do you know of any musicians or people who are actually feuding, or is it just more fans really speculating? Maybe there's a feud 10 years ago, but at the end of the day, these people really aren't hating at each other as much as fans like to believe, or is it a little true and there is a lot of smoke where there is fire, and maybe fans don't have it always right, but there is definitely stuff going on?
I think typically there's always a little, where there's smoke, there's fire. There's a little bit of truth to things. But I feel like most of the times, by the time the people that are involved have already moved on, is when mainstream picks it up. So it's like they perpetuate a feud that might have been sensitive to them months ago. And then they just go, okay, I guess I'll monetize off of it because it's not affecting them. I'm like Sabrina, like, you know what I mean? Any drama that happens between celebrities, and like they don't want to make their focus about somebody else.
I mean, it's just like the Selena and Haley. It's like people still saying they hate each other and there's this massive feud, and they've come out so many times and been like, we're good.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
we're good.
We're not going to be
But
best friends.
But it seems like celebrities now, like you were saying, or just earlier,
Sabrina.
Sabrina.
Yeah.
Like they put it in their music, which takes time to produce and takes time to come out. So by the time the song comes out, without them directly saying it's about this, they are suggestive.
Yeah. Well, I
Is
like.
that our podcasts, for reality TV stars, what songs are for musicians?
Yeah, maybe. Because I was
Maybe
going
the
to say,
problem.
if they're like real artists that write their own music and whatnot, then I'm always like, I think it's supposed to be a cathartic healing process for them to like get out these emotions and make a bop out of it in the process. But I'm like,
Sabrina's a good example though, because like with the driver license Olivia Rodrigo feud that went on like years ago, by the time Olivia released the song, Sabrina and Joshua Bassett were not together.
yeah.
They had already broken up, and it was like Olivia wrote the song about Sabrina, so Sabrina was like, well, The internet hates me now, so it's like I'm already over this man, but I might as well like make a buck off of it and like make an album.
And retaliate. So she
Yeah.
wrote a song back, and it's again, it's a great way to make money, and it gets us involved in exactly what you said. The same way that like the parasocial relationships of being involved in other people's drama, like we live for it. Or like, all right.
I think instead of reality TV stars doing podcasts or writing tell-alls, they should be made to write romance novels with characters and then project their drama into these characters.
Wow, that would take a long time.
Maybe short stories?
Short stories.
Well, remember the Housewives used to have blogs.
They did.
And that would cause a lot of drama as well, because it'd be talking about an episode that was filmed and aired, 3 months ago? And then they would be like talking about it as if it was real time drama.
You have a point though, because some reality stars don't have podcasts or don't appear on podcasts, but they're friends with the blogs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they have their own form of like
getting the tea out
Projecting.
there. Yeah.
Out there.
Well, the Traders won an Emmy or two.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I can't wait for
It's
this upcoming
deserved, for
season.
sure.
Nelly, do you want to have a family conversation right now?
Sure.
So Traders, some people have been like, hey, Nick, you should do Traders. And honestly, when it comes to reality TV opportunities, it seems like a pretty good time. You know? Like, there's not,
3
certainly
weeks.
there's no love.
All right, spit it out. What's going on?
With you being you and my wife, I would be more open to doing it now because you could handle my absence.
Yeah, pop off.
You'll do
Because
Traders.
before I was like, I can't leave the show for 3 weeks.
Oh,
But now that the household's here.
you mean me on the show handling it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant me like single momming it.
She said, wait a minute.
Well, there's that too. That's a whole nother conversation.
Oh, wow.
But before you were like, you should do it, go. And I was like, we just had River.
Yeah, pop off.
Okay. All right. Anyways,
Case closed.
so-
congratulations to Traders. They had an Emmy.
Congratulations to Traders. Nick, we'll go.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Congratulations to Viall. I will be your new host.
I don't know if I'll have the opportunity,
They'll
but
hate
if
that.
the opportunity were to present itself, it's interesting to know that it is a little bit more doable this time around.
Hell yeah.
I
I
wonder.
think I'll just be voted off right away.
No. I feel like
wouldn't trust me.
I feel like
room.
you would either be the traitor or you would be MJ'd and like brought to the final round and then they kick you off. And like you're the one crying.
I'm not a
being
good
like,
life. If I were a trader, I think they'd catch me pretty easily. I think I'd have
Like
too
Nick
many
hasn't
tells.
talked to anybody. It's suspicious.
But you would also
People are like, no, he's always like that.
But Nick would be the one asking all the questions. Like you'd
There
be
would
friends
need to
with
be
everybody.
someone. Yeah, there'd need to be someone there who knows you. Like there'd need to be like Ben
I think-
Higgins or someone there.
I think I'll get voted off.
Well, guess we'll have
With
to
that
they wanted
stay and
Emmy.
watch.
Someone's manifesting.
Yeah, for real.
They won an Emmy. They won an Emmy.
I wonder if
All
Max Struess and Jenn will be on your season.
Oh, look, hey, we love a little. That's when projecting goes right. Just putting it out there, manifesting.
Yeah.
Really, manifesting. Well, no, yeah, manifesting.
Manifesting.
Yay for Jen.
Can
So
we
when
take
did
credit
this
for
follow
that?
happen? For those of you who don't know, on the show, on her appearance on the Viall Files, we want to apologize to Jason Tatum and LMI. Jen on this broadcast mentioned that she had a crush on Jason Tatum. In real time, we looked up, is he even available? Is he single? He is not. But in our sizzle, because Jason Tatum is, world champion,
Major celebrity.
a
A lot of people have a crush on him.
and when you say on this broadcast that you have a crush on Jason Tatum, that is breaking news, and we will use that for clickbait, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
People were mad though.
If you start any drama between Jason and LMI, we apologize.
We do.
But Jen mentioned that she has a crush on this gentleman from the Cleveland Cavaliers. What's his name again?
Max Struess.
Max.
And he followed her.
And he followed her on Angie.
I wonder if he DM'd
We're
or if
making
she
connection.
DM'd.
I hope so. Someone better of. Don't just
I kinda wanna
follow
ask
and
her.
do nothing about it. Someone's got to do something.
That's true.
Are we matchmakers?
Well, Nick was
New
on
segment?
Yeah.
Beverly Hills Matchmaker.
Yeah.
So
I'm a professional matchmaker.
Woo.
please tell me
Oh.
you slid in
To Max's DMs.
Max's. Is it MAX?
Yes. I would like to know the alternative spelling.
MACKS?
Max, like
Max
Mackenzie for short.
Margaret.
Okay.
All right, we'll see if Jen responds.
Are we sliding into Justin Timberlake's DMs after his
Absolutely not.
guilty
Immediately
speech?
no.
That was brutal.
For the listeners, for context, Timberlake pleaded guilty to lesser charge of driving while ability impaired. He was sentenced to a $500 fine with a $260 surcharge and agreed to make a public safety announcement about the dangers of drinking and driving. On top of that, he also has to do community service between 25 and 40 hours, which he has a year to complete. But the internet is going after his speech because
Yeah.
As
right
they should.
after...
This,
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I was just saying, as they should. They should be going after him for sure. Tell the people what he said.
No, I agree. But basically, he said, even if you've had one drink, don't get behind the wheel of a car. There are so many alternatives. This was a mistake that I made, but I hope anybody listening or watching can learn from this mistake.
He also said there's Uber, there's taxis. Like, we know that. We did not get the DWI, sir. You did. So you take the fucking Uber and the taxi. Like, that was the most condescending speech I've ever heard in my life. And apparently, Nick said that the judge like ordered him to give a speech. So that's why.
Yeah, and I gotta say, this judge, masterclass. This is a good judge. Think about it. I mean, yes, you could have sent Justin Timberlake to jail. You could debate whether we should or shouldn't send people who get DUIs to jail, but that's for a different discussion. But you don't go to jail. And rich people like Justin Timberlake, a $10,000 fine, even if it was a $100,000 fine, like ultimately wasn't going to.
It was 500, right?
500,
whatever it was.
This was a
I
penny.
mean, yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing to him in the grand scheme of things. Shame, public humility, that fucking stings. And this judge made him do the one thing that was going to actually hurt him, which is to go out there and humiliate himself and give this speech he didn't want to give. And there was probably no way that Justin Timberlake was going to come off looking good doing this. He didn't. He looked terrible. It was just an absolutely brutal display of.
It was a gotcha moment.
And he also was just so like brick wall, like no emotion, just absolutely monotone. Like, yeah, his heart was not in it.
My favorite part was when he opened and he goes, "Many of you have been following me over the years. And
so many of you may know that I've
been doing a lot of work. Many of you may know this." Kind of like how much he holds himself accountable.
Yeah.
I'm butchering the speech, but I love how he just interjected. Many of you may already know that I like to hold myself accountable, but this wasn't it. And it was like, honestly, Justin, I don't know that. I don't.
No, I don't either.
It's giving when he got arrested and he was like, this is really going to mess up the world tour.
The world tour, yeah.
Yeah.
And the cop was like,
what are you talking about?
I mean, he seems like an all right guy, but I don't know. I don't know one way or the other if he is someone. He's definitely been caught up in a few sticky, kissing someone else that's not his wife situations. Like he's had some bumps in the road.
I don't know.
There was the whole Janet Jackson of it all, the whole Britney Spears. It's like, maybe not. Maybe we don't know. But anyways, this judge absolutely crucified Justin. Justin probably won't drink and drive after that. I hope not. That was shame. That was shame at its finest.
I hope he's learned his lesson.
If you need a chuckle, go and watch that video. I didn't want to drink and drive after that. That's for sure. Taught us all a lesson.
Have you ever drunk and drive?
No, absolutely not. But that was a sobering reminder to not drink and drive.
Religious people have like prayer cards while they drive. My dad does this, and I was like, I wonder if Justin Timberlake, like if I had a Justin Timberlake, like as a prayer card before driving, I was like, you know what I mean? Like as a reminder not to drink and drive.
He probably has like a laminate of his world tour.
That's true.
Hanging up there.
Remember the tour?
Going further and further in the distance.
He's really had a tough couple of years. It's going to get better for him.
No.
Well, you guys just don't give a fuck about him.
Not really. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
That is the golden rule, isn't it?
Are there any JT fans still out there?
I'm a JP fan.
Anybody got a cricket song?
If we would want him on the show.
Sure. If
like
he
going
was
deeper.
like,
wow,
I'm begging to come on your show.
Come on.
Nick has a point. He's had a bad rep the past year.
He was on
the
my
Britney
wall.
Spears of it all.
He was one of my first crushes.
But
This is where I stand now.
It's a
I
consequence
think
of
he's
his
made
own
some
actions.
mistakes, but like, come on, man. No?
He still has a world tour. He's still
Yeah.
making millions.
His world tour.
He's got the Trolls.
His world tour.
The troll movies, he makes millions.
Oh, that's true.
He's
the troll
good to
movies.
go. He doesn't need me.
Okay, no. Let us know in the comments. Where do you stand on JT?
Okay, question for Natalie and Sierra. What's more humiliating, a tampon or a diaper?
Humiliating.
I was like,
Humiliating?
Like, answer the question, then I'll
Uncomfortable?
give you the context.
I mean,
well, I'm assuming being that it's things that you wear, but since I haven't tried the diaper.
I have tried a diaper, and let me tell you, it's quite comfortable.
Okay.
Oh.
You
There
like
go.
the diaper? Is
I
this
think I'm kind of
postpartum?
Yes, postpartum I had to wear a diaper. Yes. Yeah, I did. I wasn't wearing them like.
I wasn't trying
bartending
to.
and,
I
like,
wasn't trying. I was
Georgia.
trying to sound like I'm a active dad.
Yes, postpartum I wore a diaper. And they were quite comfortable. So I might embarrassing, humiliating. Neither, I don't think.
Oh, well, there you go.
Would you wear a diaper-free choice now over a tampon?
Probably not, just because like I am wearing like when I was postpartum, I was wearing a diaper and I was also wearing like muumuus and big stretchy pants and like did not leave my house and stayed like kind of in the bed.
Like are tampons the G-strings of underwear? Like in the sense that like
G-strings.
Wait, Nick's onto something.
like
Tampons are the G-strings
but like
of
I feel like there's
pads.
like some women like find them really uncomfy and hate them, and some women like that's what they rock with once once they find
Some
the
people
right
love
size.
it, yeah.
The more that like I get older and the more stuff that comes out about tampons, it does make me like not want to wear them at all, because they're
you.
like toxic shock syndrome is like getting more and more common, and like people are like, don't like swim in a lake and then like sit in it for a while. It's like there's so many things that are coming out that like these women are going to hospitals for, that it's like maybe I'll just
Well, that
stay the
makes
fuck
sense.
away.
They're like dipped in lead or some shit. Like that was like the last thing that came out. They were like, you can get
Dipped
lead
in
poisoning.
lead?
It's like there's like lead exposure to tampons.
I just saw this viral video of a girl who she lost the cork to her wine bottle, so she stuck a tampon in and like soaked it with the wine and then pulled it up. So it corked the wine bottle, but then everybody was like, girl, the
Babe,
chemicals
don't
in
drink
that
that.
tampon are gonna kill you.
That's crazy. And then I'm supposed to put it in my body.
Yeah, so I think I'm team diaper nowadays.
Okay. Well, so
fucking
basically,
diaper.
so Jelly Roll's wife, so she goes on the tour bus with Jelly Roll as he goes around the country. And she basically said, because the quarters are so small, the bathroom's small, you can't flush tampons, Natalie, or any other like
you.
stuff
She's coming
down the
for you.
toilet. So she basically said, diapers, you're going to feel so free. And like, dude, you can bleed in them. And like, I use a diaper a day, whereas before I used to use like effing 6 tampons a day. So basically, she's saying she uses a diaper instead of the tampons while on the tour bus. And she's like, this is like the safer, more comfortable alternative.
Listen, I support that message.
I feel like I have to cross that bridge, you know, like until I have a child and understand the necessity of wearing a diaper. I can't say that I would optionally do that.
You wouldn't like go and instead of buying tampons, you would buy the box
seems
of diapers.
messy.
No,
Someone say it's not as messy.
Not as
Don't
messy.
you have to pull it out though?
Yeah, but it's just
Yeah, you won't be
there.
flipping it at anyone's head.
Out in
What
the
was
bar.
what's her name? Haley Baldwin's sister.
Yeah, that started all this whole flushing tampon fiasco.
It's the best. It's the world's best women argument discussion is, do you flush a tampon or not? Because it's so divided, and it's so like, I've only ever flushed my entire life, and it's like, absolutely fucking not. I was like taught that you do not do that.
Yeah.
And it's divided. Listen, I've had to not flush a couple of them, especially here at the lake house, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
How's that going?
There's no flushing at the lake house.
It's too much. We're wrapping it
Septic
in
tanks?
toilet paper, and then like it's way too much.
Nallie's just opted to not come here when she's on her period.
No, I'm taking the diaper approach now.
So there's this woman in London who basically married herself a couple years ago, or 2023 specifically.
Is this legal? You can do this?
In London, it is. So she divorced herself after basically citing that she had an unsustainable relationship, even though she did couples therapy with herself.
You know, that therapist was like, honey, we need a different type of therapy for you.
Thank you.
But to answer your question, Nick, she married, it was a sologamy ceremony. It's like not monogamy, sologamy.
Did like anyone walk her down the aisle? Was there like a first dance? Was there...
I mean, I wonder
was the
her
relationship abusive, or was there a lot of fighting, or what? Like,
she
how
just
toxic
said
did it?
she divorced due to boredom and a desire for change, and that originally the self-marriage symbolized self-love and independence. However, now, like after the couples therapy, she found it difficult to maintain a high self-demand and perfection.
She didn't want any of expectations of herself.
Yeah.
I would expect this person, whoever they are, to really go to shit.
No,
When you think
truly.
about it, couldn't expect anything from themselves. It was like, I honestly can't do it.
I mean,
Honestly, just
You're
putting
divorcing
on
yourself.
clothes, giving
No.
a shit, eating right. Honestly, it's way too much.
Okay.
Stop nagging. Stop nagging. Leave me alone.
Oh my gosh, the arguments I'm sure she had alone in
Oh,
her place.
But
God.
okay, think about it though. This is like the ultimate form of self-love because 1, she married herself, chose herself. 2, divorced,
Mhm.
chose
Yeah,
herself.
Yeah.
Self-love.
Wow, Justin, that's so true.
Listen, like the most self-centered, narcissistic asshole in the world thinks they're the most generous, self-loving, considerate person to themselves.
I'm just trying to think, like, usually when you go through a breakup, you try to like get rid of remnants and reminders of that. Like, how do you get rid of the reminders of yourself?
Oh my God.
No
I think
mirrors.
we should interview this girl instead
You're
of
just
JT.
burning diaries. Like,
Honestly, can we get this person on?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got some questions.
I'm curious.
Is she
My
a-
interest is piqued.
A going deeper or an arsenic?
Yeah, we don't
Oh,
need. We
ask
don't need a whole 90 minutes
The
to
root of
figure
this?
out what's going on here.
Okay.
Reality recap.
This is a segment.
There are a few things in this world that I will live, breathe, die, exist for. One of them being Nutrafol. Nutrafol is a #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement with over 1 million people seeing thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding. And I am one of those million people. I'll be honest, I actually got off of my routine for a little bit and I haven't been taking my Nutrafol, and I have noticed an insane difference. And like we're traveling right now, so
Not
I
in a
don't
good
have
way.
it, not in a good way.
She's been
So
complaining.
So as soon as I get home, I am back on my, that's just how I know how much Nutrafol really works, is that like my hair was in like the best state it's ever been in. And then I got off my routine, I stopped taking it, and I can tell there's a huge difference. Everyone's root causes of hair thinning are different. So a one-size-fits-all approach to hair growth just doesn't cut it. Nutrafol has multiple formulas that are tailored to give your hair what it needs to grow throughout different stages, such as postpartum, menopause, as well as for different lifestyles, such as plant-based diets. It's physician-formulated with drug-free ingredients. Nutrafol supplements support healthy hair growth from within by targeting root causes of thinning, including stress, hormones, environment, nutrition, lifestyle, metabolism, and as they evolve throughout a woman's life. In a clinical study, 86% of women reported improved hair growth after taking Nutrafol Women's Hair Growth Supplement for 6 months. With Nutrafol, building a hair growth routine is simple. Purchase online, no prescription required, free shipping, and automated deliveries ensure you'll never miss a day. See results in 3 to 6 months.
Get results you can run your fingers through. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code VIALL. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com. Promo code VIALL. That's Nutrafol.com. Promo code VIALL. Sundays for dogs. Listen, all the people out there who love their furry friends. Well, listen, it's really important to feed your dogs really healthy ingredients in your dog food. If you love your dogs, you'll want them to be around as long as possible. It's never enough time with our lovely furry dogs. We want to make sure they're lasting as long as possible, and feeding them the right foods goes a long way to that. That's where Sundays for Dogs come in. Sundays was co-founded by Dr. Tori Waxman, a practicing veterinarian who tests and formulates every version of each recipe. Sundays contains 90% meat, 10% superfoods, and 0% synthetic nutrients or artificial ingredients. Dog parents report noticeable health improvements in their pups, including softer fur, fresher breath, better poops, and more energy after switching to Sundays. Plus, it's super easy to travel with. Unlike other fresh dog food, Sundays does not require refrigeration or preparation because of their air dry process. Just pour and serve, super easy to travel with. If you ever travel with your dogs, it's great for that as well. When you start a Sundays subscription, you'll automatically get 20% off and free shipping on every reorder. Cancel or pause your subscription anytime with their 100% satisfaction guarantee. Every order ships right to your door, so you'll never worry about running out of dog food again. Jeff and Steve love it. We feel great that they're on it. We love feeding them Sundays because they're getting good, healthy food, which we love because we love them. Get 40% off your first order at Sundays. Go to sundaysfordogs.com/VIALL and use our code VIALL at checkout.
Nick, do you find yourself on airplanes talking to strangers about Natalie and River?
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you bragging about your family?
That's all I do. The only thing out of my mouth is my obsession with my family. And are the Packers going to win next week?
Oh.
Nick is sitting on airplanes with his headphones. And we've talked about this before, with his headphones and listening to
Nothing.
all of the
Nothing,
Packer podcast.
No.
Oh,
Or just staring
No.
forward for hours?
He raw dogs, yeah.
I can be friendly on airplanes sometimes. I can be. Sometimes I'm sitting next to someone where I'm like, I'm intrigued.
So this TikToker, hear me out. She
Mhm.
posted a TikTok and she said, if your name is Tanya and you have a husband named Pat from Waco, Texas,
it's not
and he
me.
was on a delayed flight to Indianapolis yesterday, which was June the 3rd, I just want you to know that your husband loves you so much. With a
Aw.
genuine love that was pouring out of him for you all when he was talking about it, I could tell he needed somebody to brag about you guys. Honestly, it was refreshing to see a man be so committed and loyal to his family even while he's gone.
Oh my God.
So
love.
There are good ones
Shout
out
out
there.
Tanya.
We
Yeah.
love
And
a good,
what's his name?
good husband story.
Paul?
Pat.
Pat?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I love that. There are still good men out there.
And
There
also,
are.
like, positive content on TikTok. I love that. Where it's like, usually you see the shit where it's like, was your best friend, are you best friends with this person because they were talking about you and da-da-da-da, and find this person where it's like, it's nice to see like, hey, if you're this person, your husband loves you and your family so much.
I also didn't realize people talk to strangers on planes. Like, I thought that was a thing of the past.
We should all challenge ourselves to interact with one stranger a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that for sure. But on a plane?
Yes.
Anywhere. Grocery store, coffee shop.
Ask them you live here or you're visiting?
No, I mean.
That's how you start.
That's no bullshit. I mean, I say this to myself as well. I mean, I am often on my phone, or when I'm going to the grocery store, I'm usually just like head down, earbuds in my head, listening to a just disconnecting. And sometimes I have to remind myself to look up, interact with people. You always feel better afterwards. You really do. And when you try to just acknowledge someone else, ask them a question, you feel like that was a moment. That was something. That's all people used to do, is just like meet people and interact and socialize. And it's just, that's something we could try to practice. So Justin, next time you travel, that's an assignment. I want three interesting facts.
For the record, I talk to strangers. I was just taught on a plane you don't do that because they're gonna snatch you. Like, because I grew up in the era of like people getting kidnapped at airplane. Like,
he's from the Bay, people.
You grew up on Taken?
I grew up in
Sacramento. No, but like I was taught that like what is it? Not the airplanes, airports.
Were you flying alone as a little boy?
Like middle school, later, yeah. I mean, I flew with my family, but like also like by myself. But I was taught like
I would definitely tell that. I would absolutely say that is that's good parenting.
But I have talked to some like nice moms. But sometimes I'm also like, I'm on a plane for an hour.
No, but as adults, this is not advice I'm giving to children who are flying alone at the airport. Absolutely not. No, adults could do that.
What's so crazy is whenever I lived in New York, I was 15 and I was flying to New York from Atlanta. It was like my first time ever leaving home, whatever. I was by myself on this plane and this woman sat down beside me. And she like started talking to me and it was like my first time on an airplane and I was like crying. I was so upset. Like I'm scared, whatever. And she's like talking me through it. And I'm like telling her what I'm doing in New York. And she's like, I'm going to visit my daughter who lives in New York and blah, blah, blah. We're going back and forth. Fast forward like 4 years, she comes into this like jewelry store I'm working at in downtown Savannah.
What?
And she's like, we're both like, wow, you look so familiar. Like, where do we know? And we're like trying to figure it out. And then all of a sudden we're like, oh my gosh, we were on the same flight together. And we like went and got a cup of coffee and we like chatted. And it was the most wholesome, most amazing. No, I wish. If you're out there.
That's sweet though.
That was a sweet story.
I know, it was so sweet. So sometimes you like make a good connection.
Yeah.
There you go.
A literal connection.
Literal.
All right. So everyone listening, I want to hear 3 fun facts you've learned about a stranger on Thursday.
Well, if you're taking a Volaris flight from Mexico to LA,
don't.
You might be talking to strangers because there might be a ton of mosquitoes swarming the cabin.
This is crazy.
Yeah, this is the second time in a year that this has happened from a flight from Mexico to LA on Volaris, the specific airline. That basically, because it's rainy weather in Mexico, when they leave like the doors open to clean the plane out between departures, the lights of the plane inside attract the mosquitoes. So like a swarm of mosquitoes will come into the cabin, stay there, and Volaris will still do the flight.
So what happened?
They just took the flight.
Did people just like leave with a bunch of bug bites?
I don't think this is that big of a story. Get up and smack some mosquitoes.
You can't. You can only get up when the seatbelt sign is off.
They come around you, you clap.
It's like
they could probably make a song out of it. You
it's
know,
a ton
like
of them,
almost one of those like what do they call it? The flash mobs where they clap together and all of a sudden it makes music or something. They're clapping and killing all the mosquitoes. I don't think this is that big of a deal. Honestly, I would accept the challenge.
Choreograph a dance and also kill all the mosquitoes and also fly to wherever you're going.
It's possible.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. This is an opportunity. This is way more of an opportunity than a problem.
It is my nightmare.
How did this become a story?
It's my nightmare.
Someone complained about a couple of bugs.
Nick's only saying this because he doesn't get bit by mosquitoes.
Oh,
yeah. He's one of those. He's one of those who's like, they don't like me. I don't have sweet blood.
You know what that means, Nick? Mosquitoes are attracted to carbon, so that means you're not breathing as much.
He's dead.
Are you trying to die on me?
No.
Are you holding your breath?
No.
I'm not.
Now that you
breathing
say it,
a lot of carbon.
It's like you're not breathing out as much.
That's good.
Is this true?
Wait.
Is this real?
Well, I took global social
I'm not
climate
breathing
change in
out
college.
enough of carbon.
They're attracted to like the carbon we breathe out. Like that's what I was taught in college.
But don't we all breathe out? Are you saying like our levels are
Like,
different?
Google that shit. Google that shit.
Yeah, like I want to need this confirmed.
It's true. Watch. Okay.
I think it's to do with the blood.
Well, it's probably
Or-
both.
I thought it was blood type, that they were attracted to different blood types more so.
Mosquitoes are primarily attracted to the carbon dioxide that humans exhale when they breathe.
I will be holding my breath anytime I'm outside
Forever.
now.
So it's like-
So what does that mean about
crazy.
me?
That you're not breathing out as much.
Riveting.
Like, how do you sit out? Like, how do you live outside when I'm getting eat up? What are you doing?
I do hold my breath a lot.
Are you serious? So you've known about this? You didn't want to share?
I did not know this.
Class.
No.
Interesting. One time, Nick's always like, always like, kill these mosquitoes. They're eating me. They're killing me. And then one time, he's always like, I can't do it. And then one time, I saw a mosquito sitting on his neck, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna kill it. I'm gonna let this mosquito bite him so that he knows what it feels like.
Did it?
Yeah. Sorry.
That-
I'm sorry. I just wanted you to feel
She chose
my
violence.
way.
I have trust issues now.
I was just so tired of being itchy and I wanted you to relate.
Talk to Darlene about this.
Next session.
Wow.
Tell me
Pioneer-
what else is going on in the world quick, please.
Is it time for OC?
We can. We could do reality TV too.
What else we got?
Well, I mean, talking about trust issues, Pioneertown has trust issues because Alana from Selling Sunsets.
Oh my God, Nick's gonna like set the world
This
on
is the
fire with
dumbest
this
story.
take. So I don't think we should.
Yeah.
So
okay.
why everyone's going to disagree with me?
Yeah, because I don't think that's relatable to be like, I own a share in something, and
No, I'm
that
just
means
saying
AKA I own that.
I just think it's hilarious when the internet bullies people into like these stupid apologies.
Like Jack Antanoff.
Yeah.
Really.
It's just, and what's the story? This new person on Selling Sunset?
Yeah, so like a new realtor, Alana, who's on Selling Sunsets, she made a comment in one of the episodes that she said, I own Pioneertown, kind of alluding to she owns the whole town. And then basically the town responded
Which
being
is,
like,
by the way, just a kind of a figure of speech that like really popular assholes in small towns will say, I own this town. Like I have friends who have claimed to own Vegas, because they know a couple like club promoters. Like it is a
Sure.
figure of speech. Again, also continue, Justin.
well, so basically Pioneertown itself released a public statement being like, this is a baseless claim. It undermines 78 years of internationally celebrated film arts and cultural history. And then she said that Miss Gold only contributes less than 1% of Pioneertown's 640 acres. So basically they were like, she lied. And then she issued a formal apology in response.
But she is in fact an owner of a share of this town.
Less than 1%.
But she
Less than
does
one-
own.
Less than 1%, yeah.
She also owns land there
So
too.
she is
Yeah.
a owner.
Of less than 1%. I don't
No,
know.
no, I understand
Okay.
I understand the math, but
Okay.
like, why is she?
Because she said she owns the
every-
town.
It doesn't sound to me like she owns the town. To me, it sounds like she has a share in a town.
And every Green Bay Packer fan who owns a stock, which is worthless, says they're an owner of the Green Bay
I think
Packers.
that's them being like big fans and trying to be like, I own the Packers because I love the Packers. And this girl,
So
has she ever visited
y'all
this
think
town
she
again?
should have apologized?
I don't think she should have apologized because I don't think she like did anything wrong. I don't
Agreed,
think
yeah.
she like owed anyone an apology. I think it is crazy that this town was like, no, I'm actually going to put her on fucking blast and, give this statement. Like, I think that's crazy.
What is this town about? What do they do? Is this a tourist town?
Yeah, it used to be used in early filmmaking for spaghetti westerns, and now it's like preserved. So it's like a whole like saloon, and then they've got their like the people that live there, and then there's like biker gangs and not a lot going on there, but it's a fun time.
Well, they have a lot of like film and art festivals.
and a
right?
lot of music. Pappy and Harriet's, a lot of indie bands play there.
So this was just a marketing opportunity for them. They're just looking for some tourist
Yeah.
bucks, and they're looking
Makes
for a little
sense.
attention.
Because now I do kind of want to go.
I'm going next week.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Honestly, as a less than 1% owner of this town, it's probably in her best interest to
promote it.
promote
Bring it up
So
on
I
her
guess maybe
massive
she
Netflix
did.
show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to City Hall while I'm there, and I'm gonna be like, how much does it cost to have a share as an owner in this town? Not
You
'cause I
should get a
want one.
share, and then
Maybe.
you also own the town.
I'm a part owner of Pioneertown. Thank you.
To be specific.
Thank you. Come again.
Well, The Valley finished filming,
Oh.
Interesting.
There's gonna be so much.
and this is amidst Jack's moving out of the house he shared with Brittany into a new house.
He finally moved out.
He did, and he captioned a post, "It will take some time for my new place to feel like home, but it will get there, 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time."
Oh
I
boy.
don't care. But I am glad he moved out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, finally. It took all that to get him to give his wife and his son a safe place to live and not in Airbnbs. What a stand-up man.
Do we have a name for Lala's baby yet? Has there been enough time for Beyonce to celebrate her birthday?
We do have the name. Beyonce's birthday has passed.
What is it?
Her name is Sosa Kent.
Cute.
Sosa.
Yes.
Did y'all see the video that Lala posted, like, I got my placenta encapsulated and whatever, like, by this company. And I don't think it was like a brand deal or anything. I think she was genuinely just saying, like, this is what I did, and I did it with Ocean, and now I'm doing it again with Sosa. And the company, like, posted a reel or video, like, while they're doing her placenta, and it's the weirdest commentary. She's saying how, like, babies need, we all know that, like, Lala got a sperm donor, and, like, this whole point of this doing it is that she was like, I don't want anyone to ever be able to take this baby away from me, like Randall has been able to do with Ocean. And this woman is like, babies need a father and a mother in their life. They need both parents. Like, biologically, the father's body temperature after birth, like, regulates the baby while the mother is, like, recovering from labor. And, like, so the father is detrimental, like, needs. And it was, like, the weirdest thing to say.
She was commentating off of Lala's baby announcement?
She was, like, doing Lala's placenta thing and, like, just talking. And she was just saying how, like, babies need, like, father and mother. And it just seemed like such a weird...
Did she tag Lala in it?
It had, like, a card that was, like, placenta for Lala Kent. So, like, everyone knew.
Well, and people were reading this situation as them shading Lala.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
Because it's contradictory to...
That sounds like a shade, but she was saying it as if she was just reading...
Like, just giving scientific facts.
While specifically doing Lala's placenta.
While specifically doing Lala's
who's
placenta.
a single mother. Okay.
That's kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if I were Lala and, like, I just promoted your company... I said all great things, and now you're gonna, like, come out saying that, like, I need my baby's, like, not gonna be okay without a father. Like,
that's just a little tone deaf. If
Yeah.
you know,
crazy.
that's
I don't know.
crazy. Has Lala said anything about it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Damn. We know that pets bring us so much happiness and joy. Today's episode is sponsored by the ASPCA Pet Health Insurance Program. The ASPCA Pet Health Insurance Program offers customizable accident and illness plans, making it easier for pet parents like you to help your pet get the care they may need. The ASPCA Pet Health Insurance Program has been around for over 18 years, and they've helped more than 600,000 pets during that time. They allow you to customize your plan, helping you ensure that your pet's plan is as unique as they are, because vet bills can really add up, especially when you're least expecting it. It's simple. Use their app to submit a claim, and you'll receive reimbursement for eligible vet bills directly into your bank account. It's that great. To explore coverage, visit aspcapetinsurance.com/VIALL. That's aspcapetinsurance.com/VIALL. Again, that's aspcapetinsurance.com/VIALL. This is a paid advertisement. Insurance is underwritten by either Independence American Insurance Company or United States Fire Insurance Company and produced by PTZ Insurance Agency Limited. The ASPCA is not an insurer and is not engaged in the business of insurance. All right, well, we have Joan's Journey of Love premiering to Wednesday night, and we'll get into that on Reality Recap. So to kick things off, we are going to review some of Joan's lovely men to get a little preview of what we might be able to watch on Wednesday night. Is that correct?
Should we rapid fire the men?
All right, Joan's man, here we go. Bill, 68, he's from Portland, Oregon, retired videographer. Bill would love to own a coffee shop and name it Billie Jean.
No,
Billy Bean.
Not what that says.
Billy Bean. Billy Beans.
Girl went off record.
He's handsome.
Sure.
He has a nice head of
Wow,
hair.
I kind of like him. Yeah.
Where's Joan live? Let's get that out of the way.
I got it.
He's giving Dos Equis guy.
Well, Joan lives in Maryland.
Okay, there's Maryland, opposite side of the country. All right, not him. Okay, moving on.
But he is very handsome. Bob from Marina Del Rey, chiropractor. Bob is an avid surfer, and he's ready to see if he and Joan have the total tubular chemistry he's been searching for.
Wow.
Tubular chemistry. Interesting.
I need
Maybe.
a chiropractor right now.
That would be nice to have as a partner.
Yeah, a chiropractor.
Always adjusted.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Charles.
Charles.
Hey, he's from Rancho Palos Verdes.
Okay.
What's
Portfolio
up?
manager. Okay. Charles got some money, probably.
Yeah.
Charles is very proud of the work he's done building homes in rural Nicaragua.
Oh, yeah,
I
he
love
does
that
good.
for him.
This guy's got swag.
What if I
Hell
told
yeah,
you I took a
Charles.
couch off his lawn the other day?
Probably.
And it was nice.
Probably.
Love that for you.
That watch.
Charles L.
Charles
is
L.
66 from Philadelphia. He's a retired financial analyst. If Charles L could see anyone in concert during his golden years, he'd love to see Britney Spears perform
Get
one
it,
day.
Charles.
So
I'll go with you.
He may be a little toxic.
Oh.
We don't know.
Oh,
No.
Britney Spears.
Or he was born to
I
make you
love that
happy.
for him.
That's true.
Okay. All right.
Chalk.
Chalk, not Chuck. Chalk.
From Wichita, he is insurance executive. His guilty pleasure is shopping, and he can't resist a good sale.
Okay.
I love
moving
a
on.
creative name.
One of us has to be responsible with
Interesting.
finances.
Truly. Yeah, it's not going to work. Christopher, 64, West Babylon, New York. Contractor. Christopher loves that his birthday is on Christmas Eve. I feel like that's a
Oh.
lie.
It's a no.
You cannot love that your birthday's on Christmas Eve.
Nobody
You
In
just
does.
fact, we
can't.
can't marry him because he's just going to ruin Christmas Eve.
Every
He's
year.
gonna be like, no, it's my birthday.
Honestly.
We can't celebrate
Ugh,
Christmas.
he's going to be like, no, honestly, guys, I don't care.
You
I
got
don't
me twice
care,
as many
honestly. Let's celebrate the birth of Jesus. I don't care.
He is very handsome,
He's
though.
very handsome. Why
Very
don't they
handsome.
put this type of effort into their regular show?
Truly, this
Like, what
photo shoot
he's
is great.
They look fantastic, well-dressed men.
Love the props.
Yeah.
Stephen
Christopher is very
GQ.
handsome. Moving on.
Dan, 64, Naples, Florida, private investigator.
Ooh.
Oh my God, the tea that he would bring home
my
for
God.
supper.
Just
Dan,
make Dan your best friend. Don't marry him. Make him your best friend.
That's true. Yeah.
Dan loves to sing, just not in public.
Because we can't marry a PI. That's a little. He's probably a little toxic.
Higher divorce rates.
He's probably a former cop. He's
He's
probably
like-
got some tragic stories.
He cares too much about other people's business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But make him your best friend. He also looks like he wants to write a novel.
I
Yes.
love his suede jacket.
He has a nice
Yeah.
smile.
Yeah.
Moving on.
David, 68, from Austin, Texas. He's a
Hot.
rancher. David's hero is his 91-year-old
He
mother.
looks like kind of John Hamm a little bit.
Love.
bit, yeah.
I
He is
love
hot as
David.
fuck.
And he's a
Damn.
rancher.
Style.
David?
Wait, look at his shirt. It's so unbuttoned.
Oh
He's
my
showing
God,
so much
showing
chest.
chest.
He's got
I
the
wanna like this guy.
necklaces. This like
oh my God, I love
pirate
him.
look.
Oh my
David, pop
I'm
off.
Fashionista.
into him.
Me too.
I'm in.
All right,
Mm.
moving on. Gary, 65, Palm Desert, California, retired financial executive. Gary
Youthful.
is the godson of the legendary Tina Turner.
What?
So
And
he
is
can
also
sing.
very musically gifted with a beautiful singing voice and killer dance
There you
moves.
go.
How did he not end up on Claim to Fame? I
Yeah.
bet he was casted
Godson
for it.
of Tina
honestly.
Turner.
He looks full of life. He looks vibrant. He looks youthful.
He looks very fun.
He looks like a lot of fun.
hmm
Okay.
Gil, 60, from Mission Viejo. He's an educator, and Gil's favorite book is The Bridges of Madison County.
Aw.
Mm.
Kind of
I love
giving
an
us
In
that
memory of
ring.
his dead wife.
Yeah, it's like sad.
I don't know if he has a dead wife, but hey, honestly, we are going to be fucking crying. You thought the dead husband
Oh,
stories
yeah.
were going to get us, the dead wives stories?
Yep.
Oh my, the tear jerkers, the
Greg,
widow stories.
We've got Greg, Longboat Key, Florida, retired university vice president. Greg wears flip flops 90%.
Nothing.
Do you think he's only going to wear flip flops on the show?
Greg wears flip flop. Okay.
Next.
Put the dogs away.
The worst shoe ever.
Guy, 66. Oh my gosh, that was the name of the first crush I ever had in preschool. His name was Guy, and he had a patch over his eye and glasses. Anyways, this one is 66. He's from Reno, Nevada. He's an emergency room doctor. Hot. Guy is planning to take Mount Kilimanjaro this fall.
He's taking
He's
it.
taking it. He's hiking Mount Kilimanjaro this fall. Love him. Love him.
What an unfortunate name, Guy. When you're naming, isn't it? Sorry. I just, for all the guys
be
out
cool.
there.
I don't think
for
it's
all the
unfortunate.
it's really?
He's
You like
the
it?
guy.
He's the guy.
I don't think it's
The
bad.
guy.
He looks like a guy who was raised with his parents being like, you're the guy.
He's an
You're not
emergency
Guy.
room doctor. He's literally a hero. I love him. Jack, 68, from Chicago, Illinois. He's a caterer. Okay. On May 22nd, 1977, Jack was sitting in the front row at Elvis's last concert in Chicago.
Okay. All right.
That's a flex,
Wild.
actually.
That's kind of a flex,
All right,
yeah.
Keep him going.
Love it. Jonathan, 61, Oakland.
Great dresser.
He's from Oakland, Iowa, shipping consultant. Jonathan toyed with the idea
Toyed.
of being a bodybuilder.
He was going to do it, but then he didn't.
I
see
wonder
those
what he looks
muscles.
like under that nice sweater.
Mm.
I bet it's
Hey, guys, what are
amazing.
things that you were going to do and just didn't?
I'm sure there's a long list. Jordan, 61, Chicago, sales manager. Jordan misses the days when visitors would stop by unannounced. What?
What does that mean?
I have no idea.
He's from a small town and people just knock on the door. Sign Kramer. Kramer would stop by unannounced.
Ah, yes, of course. All right. Well, Jordan, I hope your people come
He's a
visit you
Seinfeld fan.
one day.
Ah.
Next.
He wants his Kramer.
Keith, 62, from San Jose.
Girl dad.
He's a girl dad. Love that. Keith's guilty pleasure is Ben and Jerry's ice cream, and he says he can never have just one scoop. Such a girl's dad. Love that for him. Which ice cream do we think it is? I'm going to say Moose Tracks. Next, we have Ken, 60,
60.
from Peabody,
How old's
Massachusetts.
Joan?
61.
Peabody, Massachusetts. He's a property manager treasurer. Ken is told he's a bad driver, but he's not buying it. Well, so is Nick, so they have that in common. All right, moving on.
Oh my God.
Kim,
He looks like he's hiding something.
69, Seattle, Washington, retired Navy captain.
Ahoy.
Kim is an excellent whistler.
I bet he can also tie a knot.
I bet he can tie a hell of a knot. He's
Yeah.
probably seen some shit as a retired
Pun
Navy
intended,
captain.
by the way. I don't know if you guys picked up on that. Can I get a ching dun dun
I don't get it.
tie a knot? Get married.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Cute. Next. Mark. We love Mark. Kelsey.
You would not
Anderson's
think he.
dad.
No, but let's just acknowledge the fact this is not a great picture of Mark because this is
No, it is. He's handsome.
he's so hot, but he looks hotter on video on
Yeah,
TV.
I
he's
think
not
he looks handsome
looks
right there.
maxing here.
Mark, 57. Kelsey Anderson, winner of Joey's season's father. He's from Leesville,
Winner of our
Louisiana.
hearts.
An Army veteran. Mark is terrified of ostriches.
Interesting.
That's
I love
valid.
ostriches. They're
I
cute.
also feel like I'm a little nervous around him.
Yeah.
Next. Michael, 65, Denver, North Carolina, retired banking CEO. Michael
Lenny.
went to Lollapalooza 3 times, all in his 50s.
He looks like a
This is a
retired
rich.
banking CEO.
This
He's
guy's
rich.
fucking loaded.
Yeah.
Retired CEO of a bank.
I see that watch.
The
I see
motherfucker's
that.
rich.
I see that watch, and that way he's clasping
This
his
guy's
hands.
so rich.
And Lollapalooza 3 times.
In
his
50s?
Wow, he
50s,
likes,
he's
he likes to
active.
party.
Yeah.
He
He
went
is
3
active.
times.
Yeah, if
He
you're
is
in like finance,
active.
banking CEO, like this guy parties for sure.
That's because he was so rich. He flew in his helicopter.
Yeah,
Mhm.
from
Um,
Denver.
He knew someone that he owned Lollapalooza probably.
He owns
Yeah, honestly.
0.1%.
yeah.
He rode around on a golf cart the whole
Okay.
time, did not step feet on the property. Next,
Mhm.
Pablo, 63, Cambridge.
Retired UN agency director. Noble.
All right, Pablo has taught time controlling himself around ice cream. Oh my gosh, him and our friend.
Older men love ice cream, huh?
You know, there's a lactose intolerant king among them who's just gonna
Right.
be like, oh, whoa.
Passing out the lactate. Seems like an educator. Like he seems that facial hair is a choice.
Wait.
Pascal, 69 from
Handsome.
Chicago. There's so many from Chicago.
Salon
Salon owner.
owner.
Pascal isn't a great cook, but he makes great reservations.
This guy looks really charming.
He does
Yeah.
look charming.
Free
Look at all
haircut.
those bracelets.
His name's Pascal. When your name is Pascal, you can wear bracelets.
Yes.
Absolutely. Next, RJ, 66, Irvine, California, financial advisor. RJ's favorite Christmas movie is Die Hard.
Love him. Absolutely love.
That's the worst Christmas movie.
I was
It's
gonna
not
say
a
that's a
Christmas
no
movie.
for me.
It's not.
He's
a Christmas
definitely
movie.
a dude.
It
He's a
happens
guy's
on
guy.
Christmas.
He's such
It's
a
not
guy.
a Christmas movie.
It's
It's a good
one of the
movie,
most
yeah.
guy things to say.
I wish he would have said Home Alone. Next. Thomas, 62, from New York, New York. Oh, this is hot. He's a fire department of New York chief. Thomas
Hero.
used to own a creperie in Rhode Island. Love him. I think he's great.
FDNY.
Cute.
I like
That's
that.
hot.
Mhm.
Chief of the FDNY. Down for it.
All right.
Perfect.
All right.
Well-
good luck to John. Do you have your two favorites?
I don't remember their names, but I do have 2. Next.
Okay. Well, we're
So
excited to see Joan's journey unfold Wednesday night, and we'll get into it on Reality Recap on Thursday. All right, it's time to get into Real Housewives of OC, and I am livid. All right, it's time for a little OC. I'm at a loss. I am at a loss at this point in the season. I feel like we're all being gaslit. I'm using the word.
He used the term.
Because I'm just confused it seems like the show is trying to paint this narrative of, is it fucked up for Alexis and John to do what they're doing to Shannon, or is it not? Or like, should we still be friends with Alexis? Can we be friends with both of them? Where I'm thinking this is obviously incredibly fucked up for what John and Alexis are doing. And this whole last episode seemed to be trying to like, well, I'm friends with both of them, so I don't really know what to do. And trying to show Alexis in a way where it's like she's a human too, where I'm just more like, what?
Yeah.
I'm so confused. And then we had Alexis was on Watch What Happens Live late last week. John was sitting in the stands. He made an appearance. For those of you who don't know how TV is made, I'm assuming everyone who watches Bravo knows this much. But for anyone who doesn't know, like John was clearly mic'd up in the
100%.
audience. So like it was pre-planned that they were going to cut to him and ask him a question in the audience. Whether that was designed or requested by John and Alexis, I don't know, or just an idea from production. I don't know either.
They made it seem like it wasn't because they asked Alexis, like, do you want to talk about this? And Alexis was like, well, I mean, John, like, do you want to say
Yeah.
it for yourself?
So that was clearly
Set
a
up, yeah.
plan, like where, like he was mic'd up. They always knew they were going to cut to him and get his POV.
Yeah.
And I only bring that up for a guy who, like, we haven't really talked to John. We've invited Alexis and John on the show. I'm trying to get anyone on OCs on the show. Gina, I guess, is going to come on later, but she wants to come in the studio, so she wasn't available this week. I just want to, Heather, if you're out there, Emily, someone, why isn't Emily a little bit what
Emily
this episode?
did. Yeah, Emily absolutely did.
Emily is starting to.
I
But just
respect
someone articulate to me, why isn't everyone not screaming in horrifying fashion, what the fuck are we doing here? This is cruel. This is mean.
Mhm.
Explain this to me like I'm a 4-year-old. Justin, you seem to be fully well-versed in what this lawsuit is, because on Watch What Happens Live, when they cut to John, I thought this lawsuit was about John claiming that he paid for Shannon's procedure and that, she owed him this money when in fact she was like, hey, we were dating. He just paid for it, but apparently there's a claim that she said that she would pay him back, and it's a he said, she said situation. And then he goes on Watch What Happens Live, and all he's talking about is that Shannon is like, this is a slander case, that he was saying that Shannon accused him of fat shaming, or Shannon accused him of paying for everything, where it's just like, what is it? I'm confused. So is this a slander thing? Is it he owes money? Is this about his reputation?
I mean, you nailed it on the head. I mean, Watch What Happens Live, he specifically said the reason he was suing her is because I have been disparaged for almost 5 years. Why would I put a legal muzzle on myself so that I can't actually correct the record? And then the examples of disparaging he said were that she said she pays for everything. She said that she was his sugar mama, and that was further from the truth. And then, like you said, he claimed that she said he fat shamed her. But like the actual lawsuit that he sued her and that they're talking about on the show is that he is suing her for breach of oral contract and promissory fraud regarding the $75,000 facelift. And then promissory fraud occurs when someone makes a promise without the intention of following through on it. So that's him claiming the he said, she said of she said she would pay me back. And it's kind of what Alexis is doing too, where it's like, we know the lawsuit is for the facelift, which for face value, it's like, that's pretty, like, you probably made that purchase knowing that you loved her, that you wanted to pay for it, and that she wasn't going to pay it back. But then Alexis and John are kind of rewriting history and making it more of like, well, she said all these horrible things about John, even though like John wasn't that. But then also that being said, like John's trying to say that Shannon humiliated him, but Shannon said that, and she's been saying this multiple times, that John was proud of Shannon being on the show. So like he wanted to be brought on.
What the fuck are Alexis and John doing to Shannon right now? Are they not doing the exact same thing?
Yeah.
I would argue that they're embarrassing themselves. I mean, from even just a logical PR move. I mean, honestly, Alexis and John, if you're out there, please come on the show. Maybe we're seeing it wrong. That's honestly what I want to know. I want to give them every opportunity to answer the questions and explain why we're not being gaslit, why they are justified for this behavior. There was a little bit in last week's episode, granted this was weeks ago, months ago when they filmed this, but like John was on speakerphone and there was a little commentary as if like, oh, John said something like, yeah, of course, like very sarcastically, yeah, we're the bad people here. Like very righteously was this like, he was speaking as if like, it's insane that no one else understands their POV and everyone else is thinking they're the bad guy. But honestly, like, what are they doing? It makes no sense to me. Also, like, does it make sense? We keep hearing that John likes his private life he doesn't, want his reputation to be disparaged in the public eye, and that he can't handle like if he says it's false that like that he paid for everything. Is he that small of a man? Like why also
why is that bothering you so
why
much?
Does he have an obsession with only dating housewives? If you don't like being a part of gossip, I don't know if dating and marrying housewives is the place to go. That is a community of people who love to gossip. That's like what they do. It is literally their careers, and that's all he's doing is dating the people who are professional gossipers while simultaneously claiming to just not like the spotlight, but also can I come please sit in the audience and get mic'd and dressed up like this guy wants to be big in the worst possible way. I bet John puts on Sex in the City every morning of scenes of big, like his like motivation for the day, and it's his big scenes. He wants to be him so bad. And he had his like leather jacket and his scarf. He definitely hired a stylist for that appearance on Watch What Happens Live.
Well, they're going on red carpets.
Red carpets.
I remember Shannon was saying how he was saying he doesn't want to be in the limelight, any of that. And then he's like, our red carpet debut. I think Gina was like...
Well, that's the weird part. And you said it too, Nick, where it's like Shannon said that when they were together, he was proud of her being on the show and would brag like, oh, my wife or my girlfriend's on the show. Like, and he would try to make as many appearances during production. But then now he's rewriting it being like, she embarrassed me on the show, but I'm going to have Alexis go on the show for me.
And embarrass me further.
But then you have Alexis doing the whole, he offered to pay me my salary so I wouldn't go on the show. But no, I want to be here to like talk for him. So it's this weird like...
And I'm floored that like he even has a case. It sounds like a case of he said, she said. And again, sure, anyone with money can sue anyone. And if you have more, it's like poker. If you have all the chips, you can just kind of lean on them.
But it's also like she has offered to pay him, and he's like, sorry, not good enough. I want more than that. And it's like this, like you're in a whole new relationship. He's engaged.
Yeah.
To Alexis. It's like at some point you have to move the fuck on from your ex. Mm-hmm. And like, is $75,000 like worth all of this? I guess it is to him. I don't know. It seems like he has plenty of money currently in this moment. So like, I don't know why he's...
But if he cares about his reputation, I've never heard of him before this season, and I couldn't have a lower opinion.
Yeah.
And this is based off of what he seems to be doing outside of the show and appearing. But if we have it wrong, like if we are not understanding your point of view, please come and articulate it, and including Heather. This is another tough watch for Heather. And this is mostly because it's just like, oh, I just don't know if I can which friend I should support. I mean, like nothing more irritating in life than friends stuck between quote unquote other friend drama and acting like they're the victims, especially when one of those friends is actually being victimized, when one friend is doing a fucked up thing to another friend, and then the other friends in that group act as if they're so inconvenienced by the drama. It's just like, oh, I just don't want to get in the way, when clearly there is a right and a wrong version here. And again, if we're not reading it right, if there's another side of the story, Heather, please come correct us. Please, in your very Heather Dubrow way, please tell us how it is.
And like, Emily being like, for us, will you please sit down with her? And them like being like, Alexis being like, I fucking knew she'd say no. It's like, of course she'd say, who the fuck would want to sit down and talk to you after everything you've done?
Right.
Like, I wouldn't.
Too. Yeah, it feels like the end of Vanderpump when everyone was like, get Ariana to have a conversation with Sandoval. And she was like, I'm not doing it. You know? That's what because it was so weird that multiple people are going up being like, please talk to her. And it's like, why do you care?
And like a Shannon, and them making such a big deal about Shannon being like, Alexis, like I heard you wanted to speak to me and I am not interested. And then being like, oh my fuck, like.
Why are they showing that? And again, maybe that's not the case.
No, but why can't she say that? Why can't she be like, hey, Alexis, I'm acknowledging that you wanted to talk to me. I hear you. That's awesome. But like, I'm not interested in that.
Why should she be interested in her ex-boyfriend
me too.
coming at her and claiming to owe her $70,000 for a procedure that he clearly, I mean, listen, it's just not believable that he was like, she was like, yeah, I'll pay you back. And he was like, cool. Really? I find it more believable that this guy not only offered to pay, but insisted and in fact requested and been like, if you do this, I'll pay for it almost. I bet he saw it as an investment in himself. This was the guy who was talking about Shannon being the love of his life, his person, his forever. Baby, I'm not spending money on you. I'm spending money on us. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's how he fucking sounded back then.
It's crazy.
And he's so vindictive in the whole, like, he was unwilling to settle because I think the disparage clause, basically neither of them could talk shit about each other if they settled, and he wanted to still be able to talk shit about Shannon.
And Alexis being like, why the fuck did Gina show her the videos? Like, why would she do that or tell her about the videos? It's like, but you've been telling everyone about it for weeks.
Yes.
You didn't think she finally deserved to know?
Also, if these videos were as bad as they claim it to be, he would have fucking showed them. I'm sorry, this does not sound like a guy. And like, what could possibly be in it? She's really drunk. It probably is, in fact, really bad, but we know it was really bad. We've been saying how bad, like when this shit happened, we were hard. It's just like, but we've ignored, like, it's like they can't see the forest through the trees. I don't know. But again, if you're out there, John, Alexis, Heather, anyone, someone, please
Yes, honey.
I do
Yes,
think-
you've invited them. You've invited them.
I do
Tell us
think
we're wrong.
Emily,
Tell
I
us-
think like said it really well, where she was like, it's getting dirty, it's getting salacious, it's getting mean. Like she just
Yeah.
said it for what it was. She's like, you need to stop.
And
She's
have
like,
the
you're
conversation
attacking a
or move
woman
on.
while she's down.
Yeah.
Which
I'm
she
also,
is.
Like, John also knows what she went through with the lawsuit with Tamra and Jim, Alexis's ex-husband. So it's also like you're bleeding her dry by making her have to pay for all of these legal fees, all of this stuff to still get to the conclusion that you won't accept the money that you're asking for. And all she asked for was a, oh God, what was it? What's it called when she said it's a clause that she wanted to be
Non-disparagement.
non-disparagement clause, and that's all she asked for. And he was like, absolutely not. I'm not going to accept the money that I'm asking for because I want the ability to disparage you.
It's bizarre. What did we think of the Gina, Katie, Heather fight at the end?
Katie accusing
I'm
Gina
team
of using
Heather and
Heather.
Gina.
I'm team Gina.
It makes
for
no
sure.
sense. Like Gina's like, I've never talked to Heather about real estate. Why would I be using her for real estate connections?
Katie's trying to figure her way out of this hole. And I think she's a very smart person who's usually capable of figuring her way out of these types of holes. And I think she's met her match with Heather. I think Gina's just too honest and too expressive. Like she might make a mistake. She might foolish. She might speak out of turn. She might get a little sloppy, but she's not this calculated. She's not that you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's what Heather said.
Katie is.
Oh.
Heather might be as well. But Gina's not.
Gina's not.
Yeah, well, Heather said that about Gina. She was like, she tells me too much details.
Yeah.
It's like, so she's not
Yeah.
lying.
No, I mean, Heather has it right. She just needs to, Katie needs to take the L, admit she was wrong, and move on. But Katie's not willing to take the L. Katie wants to get on Heather's level. She wants Heather to acknowledge the misunderstanding. And then Katie will say, well, for whatever part I did, I mean, I'm sorry too. But, obviously, it's a misunderstanding, really what it is. And Katie doesn't want to be like, no, I made a move.
Mm-hmm.
I was a rookie. I went after the queen. I got knocked the fuck down. And now I kind of know my place on this show, and I got to kind of work my way back up. But you're stuck at the mailroom, and she doesn't want to be stuck at the mailroom.
Yeah.
And she's stuck at the mailroom.
It was definitely a rookie mistake to like come in with your drama being Heather.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like a kiss of
Yeah.
death when it's like your first season is you being the center of the drama.
Mm-hmm.
Like the
It's a
drama,
big swing.
but the drama is you
Yeah.
are the problem, you know?
Well, and Heather also like never indulges. Like she's kind
No.
of like she'll be in the drama, but she's like, "How do I get out of this?" Where I'm like, "You're starting shit with somebody who's not going to give anything back to you." So
Or even
for your-
Alexis. It's like your storyline, your first season is that you're hating on Shannon. Like you look bad.
you look bad.
Yeah.
I respect. Listen, you show up in prison. Sometimes you want to go after the big king to take charge, but sometimes the big king knocks you down a few pegs, and
Well,
she went for it. She lost, and now she's got to earn the respect of Heather, and it's going to take a while. If I'm Heather, I'm waiting till at least 5 more seasons.
I'm trying to think of a good season where like a housewife entered with like the drama being her
But
and
what
then
I was
survived.
gonna say though is I also feel like Tamra has her little producer hat on and she's feeding stuff to Katie that's making it 10 times worse because it's like that's what Tamra does. She gets involved in everybody else's stuff so nobody's looking at her. And all of a sudden it's like Katie's having this one-on-one conversation with Tamra and it's like, no, Gina convinced you. Gina, and I'm like, why are we even
You're
like
telling me
furthering the narrative when we weren't even assuming that? Like Tamra came up with that. So I'm sorry, but I'm like, that's partially why she's a great housewife, but she's one of my least favorite personalities because that's what she does is she pits people against each other and is the loudest one in the room pointing fingers so nobody looks at her.
Yeah, her like yelling at Gina, being like, "You getting so defensive is giving guilty," and
Yeah.
it's like,
No, it wasn't.
or she's like, people are lying on her, and she's like, "What the fuck? No,
Exactly.
I didn't say that."
And also a good moment with Gina was at the table when she was talking about Shannon's DUI and whatnot. And she was like, you don't get to dictate how other people support their friend. Just because you
Yeah.
don't like that Shannon's still drinking, I already went through a DUI. I already made choices for myself and I can still choose to support her whatever way I want to. But Tamra wants to control how we all feel or think about Shannon.
I like Gina.
Yeah.
Tamra just seems to me, best case scenario, she's not as cruel or as evil as a person as she comes across, but she's just like, she's showing up to work. She's like, I'm a professional. None of these ladies at the end of the day are my friends. I'm here to do what I need to do to make TV. And it just comes across as disingenuous and just kind of fake. Or she sucks and she is this mean or cruel. But I am kind of over, there's just no authenticity. It's just like, she is just there to like spice it up. And like, I don't know. You kind of see through it a little bit.
And she's the first one to get on her Instagram and start crying and saying that like she's being picked on. But it's like, look at how you treat your friends, your non-friends, whatever, just for a paycheck. And it's like, then Vicky makes like one comment about her and she's going on her Instagram crying about leaving her family alone. But I'm like, you're attacking everybody's family on camera.
Tamara seems like someone who just absolutely has made her bed, and she seems to be willing to make her bed and thriving in the bed that she's making, but no one has an appetite for her complaining about this situation she finds herself. Yeah, it's just like, wait, you have every opportunity to just one time be the nice person.
Yeah.
Be empathetic. Pick the person who's down, bring them back up. Tamara is so good at punching down.
Yeah.
And it just gets a little...
I wonder if going into the season, they thought that like the storyline would shift the audience to support Alexis and Tamara over Shannon. Because like I'm thinking in parallel to like Salt Lake City last season, everybody thought that they were going to hate on Monica, the audience, but everybody ended up loving Monica. So I wonder if like they were like, oh, Shannon's going to get the villain edit because she was got a DUI.
I mean, that's definitely possible. But like Shannon is in a different way, but similar to Monica. What we love more than anything on reality TV is authenticity, is the willingness for someone to say, you know what, I am down, I'm broken, I am trying my best, because whether we like to admit it or not, and that's why we love these shows, is that we are all fucking messes. We all have our secrets. We all have our flaws. We all have our great deep down insecurities. We've all had moments in life that we've been bullied. And when we see someone like really down bad, but really trying their best to like pick themselves back up while owning their mistakes, we can't help but want to root for that person. And I think a lot of times we see people in reality TV, they're so used to working with inauthentic people and people who are so afraid to actually just be vulnerable. But I think, they almost miscalculated just how mean they were and how down bad Shannon is. And maybe they just didn't anticipate this level of vulnerability from Shannon, because every week we're watching this person who's just like truly being emotionally abused.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know how else to look at it. It is mean. It is cruel. And I don't know. Maybe they just didn't. Maybe they misread the room. I don't know. Because I do not get it every week. It's gotten to the point where I'm really hating everyone but Shannon.
Yeah. Seeing Shannon's face this episode, I felt so bad for her. And then Heather had like a cringe moment where she was like, yeah, you need some makeup on. And I was like, this woman has been crying because her life is literally falling apart. And you want to criticize her for not having makeup on? Actually wild. But also another vulnerable moment that happened was Emily this episode talking about the fashion show and like her size. And I don't know if you've seen how she's obsessed with working out. And clearly she's questioning if she has some sort of form of body dysmorphia, because it's like she thinks she's working so hard and she has lost a lot of weight. And I think she looks great. But I am like, it was something that I kind of related to, because I feel like especially as a woman being concentrated on weight and appearance and whatnot, where I was like, how she was saying, like somebody saying an oversized jacket, where I'm like, that's just the name of the article of clothing. But she was like, no, for me, it makes me feel like I've had no progress. Like maybe I'm second guessing myself, looking in the mirror, like, did I actually lose weight? And I thought that was a really powerful thing for her to bring up, because I feel like it's something that people deal with all the time, but she's in such a platform in an area where you think she's so hard and tough. And I was like, okay, so here we're finally like peeling back the layers and the insecurities of like what she deals with on a day-to-day basis. And it was super relatable.
Yeah, it was. I appreciated her opening up about that. And it looks like in next episode, it gets like really crazy with Heather and her.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that?
Emily.
Because Emily like talks about how she's like, you made me bring jeans. Like I just felt like, and Heather was like, she's mad at me because I told her to bring jeans. It looks like it gets really...
They're about to get into it. And I don't know.
I hope Heather just says sorry, because I feel like that's a situation where you're like, that was oversight, that wasn't my intentions, but I'm like honestly truly sorry.
Yeah, like I have no idea what it's like to be in your shoes, and I don't know what triggers you, and like different things may trigger me. So like I'm so sorry. Like whatever I said, whatever I did, like if that triggered you, I'm so sorry. But it doesn't seem like that's how it goes down. So
oh shit.
Well, that sounds like a wild episode of OC, which we'll get into next week. We got a couple big premieres coming out this week. Both tomorrow night. We got the Golden Bachelorette. We got Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. We'll get into both of them on Reality Recap on Thursday. All right, we'll see you on Thursday. Bye. Hey guys, if you loved what you listened to, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.